Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I just really briefly want to talk to you guys about something that I've noticed from many different people that I've met. I have noticed that when people reach the age of like 26, 27, basically right before they're about to turn 30, they just give up. Literally, they give up on life. They're like, oh, it's too late for me. And they stop working towards their goals. They literally give up completely. I've even noticed this with some people who are kind of in their earlier 20s, but they had some sort of setback. Something did not work out the way that they wanted it to, and they just like are like, I don't even know what to do with my life, you know, I've given up. I think that this mentality is very toxic. I think part of why people feel like this is because of social media, because you will see people who are, you know, 19.
Get ready with me while I tell you about how I bought my house when I was 19.
20.
This is how I became a millionaire in my 20s.
And they have achieved so much in life.
I just bought my dream apartment.
And you're looking at your own life and you're like, that is not me. You just feel like it's too late for you. I think that this is also something that, you know, women struggle with because, you know, there's this pressure that you have to look young or be young for you to be successful. I really hope that this video can help you guys to do away with that mentality, especially if you are in your late 20s, early 30s, and you feel like, you know, things have just not worked out for you. It is okay to feel like that. Like, it's okay to have emotions, you guys, but you should not let that dictate your life. You shouldn't just throw away your life just because you feel like you're not, you know, at the level that you thought you would be or where you thought you would be by now. Like, you guys, if you live to be 100 years old and you are currently 30 years old, it means that you still have 70 more years left. Even if you don't live to be 100 years old, even if you live to be 80 years old, you still have 50 more years left. So I just don't understand that mentality of like, you know, I'm just gonna give up when you actually have you have more time left than what you have currently lived. And you know, I think it's difficult too when you're an adult and you have to work full time, you have other responsibilities to attend to, and you feel like, you know, it's too late, like you don't have time to live your dream. But you guys, if you calculate like how many hours are in 1 week, how many hours you work in 1 week, let's say you work 40 hours a week, how many hours you sleep, let's say you get 8 hours of sleep, at the end of all that, you should still have about like 72 hours left of free time. And I know during that time we get groceries, we clean, maybe you have kids, you know, we have other responsibilities, but 70 hours is a good amount of time during 1 week. I mean, 70 hours is it sounds like a lot, right? So what I'm trying to say is that technically, like, when you do the math, you do have time. I think what gets a lot of people is their emotions, is they feel like a loser, they feel like a failure. They're like, well, it's just too late, you know, I'm past my prime, blah blah blah. But you guys, you know, a lot of the celebrities that we see, there are plenty of people that have made it big in life and they barely got started when they were in their 30s or 40s. I mean, there's a bunch of people like that. And yes, I know we all wish that we want to be living our dream life right now at the age that we are now. But if you just completely give up on yourself, then you're never gonna live to see that day. You guys, like, I've literally met people who, you know, they've completely given up on themselves and they're like 27, 28. And it just doesn't make sense. Like, so what, you're gonna live in misery for the rest of your life for like 50 to 60 more years because you're feeling bad about yourself right now. So for the next like 60 years, you're just gonna live all bitter and tearing other people down and feeling bad about yourself and just being like, well, my life didn't turn out like that's really dumb, you guys. Like I said, when you do the math, you technically have a lot of time. It really isn't too late to start whatever it is that you want to start. And you know, if you have certain goals that or certain things that you wanted to do, like say there's this one person that you wanted to marry and they broke up with you and now they're with somebody else, they're engaged or they got married, and that kind of feels like, well, it's impossible now to have that because they're with somebody else. That doesn't mean that you should just, it's all over. You know what I mean? Because if that's your goal, to get in a relationship, you can get in a relationship with somebody else. If you didn't get the job that you wanted, work for a different company. If it gets to a point where you're like, oh, I'm never gonna get accepted into this company or into this college, go somewhere else. Like, at a certain point, accept it and then pivot so that you can still, in a way, achieve what you wanted. And I really hope this video reaches like Gen Z and even the younger generation, because growing up on social media, it really does kind of warp the way that you see the world. You do feel like you need to have it all together by 20, and that's just not how life is. And it's okay, because a lot of times you guys don't realize that a lot of people who have their life together have been working since they were 5 years old. Like, their parents were putting them through auditions at 4. They were posting videos online since they were 9 years old. A lot of people who you think, oh, well, they're doing better than me. They've been working and working and working since they were like 6 years old, while you were, playing outside. You know what I mean? Like, while you were being a kid, other people were working like a regular 40-hour work week. And so that's why they're where they are now. And you guys, with social media, I hope that instead of using social media to make yourself feel bad about yourself, why don't you instead find all these people that are older than you, much older, who are achieving their dreams? Like, I've seen so many content creators that they are so much older than me, and they got started when they were older. You guys, there are even like literally memes about this, about people, in their 50s or 60s, getting their degree or accomplishing certain things. It just doesn't make sense to say that at a certain age, it's over for you. It's okay to wish that you had certain things now. It's okay to wish that you were at a certain place now. But the reality of the situation is that you're not gonna get any younger, and this is the youngest that you're ever gonna be. If you completely give up on yourself just because you're in your late 20s or 30s, I think that is what makes you a loser. Because you just gave up, you gave up decades of your life over like a couple setbacks. Because y'all, the older you get, the more responsibility you have to start taking for your life and your circumstances. Nobody's gonna come to, force you to do anything or push you to do anything. Nobody's gonna is responsible for your future anymore. Like, it's all up to you. And the saying that I like is that the time will pass anyway. That saying has helped me a lot because it's true. Wouldn't you rather be 40 years old and have your dream life than be 40 years old and you still have all this regret? Because then you look back and you're like, oh, when I was 28, I wish I had done this and I had done that. I was so much younger. And when you turn 50 or 60, you're gonna be like, man, I wish I had done this at 40. I was so much younger than I am now. You guys, the time, you're gonna get older no matter what. And if someone, makes fun of you, if someone says you're too old for that, or it's never gonna work out for you because you don't look young or blah, blah, blah. People say dumb stuff all the time. Honestly, just do what you want to do. Because I don't know about you guys, but there's enough miserable people walking around. I don't think we need more people that are struggling. I don't think that we need more miserable people in this world. So if you can take care of yourself to take control of your life and say, you know what, things have not worked out for me, but I'm still going to work hard to get somewhere. You are gonna get to the point where you feel proud of yourself and where you're happy with yourself and your life, but you have to put in the work and the effort first. And also, you guys, a common thing that I see with this too is that a lot of people, you know, give up on themselves because of one thing. Literally because one thing that they wanted did not work out. And you can't just live your life based off of one thing, okay? There's so many other things that you can do with your life, so many other goals that you can set for yourself. Just because one thing didn't work out, so it doesn't make sense to just give up because of one thing. When that one thing, maybe it wasn't meant for you. And maybe that's why it didn't work out. And maybe actually your life would have been ruined if that one thing had worked out. You just don't know. So it just makes more sense to just move on and to find other things to fulfill your life with. So yeah, I hope this video helped you guys, because I know that there are some people going into this new year who don't have any goals or any New Year's resolutions because they've just given up and they just feel like, you know, what's the point? So I hope this video can help you guys, give you some perspective. The moment that it is too late for you to achieve something in life is the moment that you die. Okay, if you're not dead, you still have time to do something. You saying that at a certain age you can't do something is so dumb, and I don't know who made that up, but it's a stupid trend, and I think it needs to stop. I hope this motivated you in some way, and I hope you guys can find at least one thing that you can look forward to, at least one thing that you can think, you know what, I want to work a little harder, I want to push myself a little bit more because I really want that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!